I was just informed that I'm muted. So let's try this again, yeah? What I basically said was, hey, what's up, guys? How are you? Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Friday night or Saturday morning or Friday afternoon, whatever time it is for you. You're here, we're together, and it's a beautiful thing for the Divi Live at 5 monthly update. For those of you that may be new to Divi, Divi Project is a cryptocurrency that has been aimed and will continue to aim at creating an accessible ecosystem of finance for everyone, everywhere. We started with the one-click masternode, which allows anybody with a computer to begin earning cryptocurrency at the click of a button. We launched that in 2018 alongside our custom blockchain, which has been running with zero downtime for the past 3 years. Today, we will be talking about several things as usual, but primarily Divi everywhere and how we have begun to and continue to implement this strategy that Jeff talked about a couple of weeks ago, which is really getting Divi out there in front of as many people's eyes as possible in as many ways as possible, whether that's new use cases, whether that's new partnerships, new exchanges, what have you. We want Divi to be at the forefront of whatever you're doing. So before we get into the show, just some quick reminders. If you have questions, we ask that you just hold off until the end. We do an Ask Me Anything AMA section at the end. If you ask the question too early, it will probably get buried within the comments. And we want to make sure that those questions do get answered. So please hold off on those until the end. We are live tweeting the show as we speak. You can hop on Twitter with the hashtag #live@5 and follow along the live tweets. Our social media guys are doing an awesome job of keeping everyone up to date that way. And we're also publishing a questionnaire in Telegram. Please, if you can, just take a few minutes to fill that out when you have a chance. It just asks some basic questions. We're just trying to gauge sort of the community, some of your perspectives on various things. It's not just about Divi. Some of it's about crypto as a whole, usability, etc. Trying to ensure that the products that we produce are always as pristine and usable as humanly possible. Final little housekeeping thing, BitMax, which is one of the exchanges that Divi is listed on, is going to be doing some maintenance. It looks like it starts tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, and it's going to affect the entire site. Everything from the user interface to the API. So if you're running bots and stuff like that, expect some downtime. This isn't just for Divi. This is the entire exchange. We're doing some upgrades there. So if you see that go down, that is why. There's nothing to worry about. And it should be over around 3 a.m. Eastern on the 28th. Okay, now that we've gotten the housekeeping out of the way, now that you kind of know what Divi is a little bit about, let's talk about Divi by the numbers. So, Divi by the numbers. We actually created a new all-time high of masternodes this past week, actually. This is an amazing number, 1,635. 1,635 masternodes exist within the ecosystem, which is staggering. It looks like we might have even added a new diamond there. I don't keep close enough track of these numbers. The voice and the other guys do. So if you want to know the exact tier increases, be sure to ask in Telegram. As far as the wallet signups, another major marked increase of 17,880 people have signed up for access to the beta wallet. And we're going to be talking about the beta wallet, of course, in this episode a little bit later, but we will leave that until a little bit later. You want to take a look at the ecosystem stats because these are also pretty fantastic. If we take a look, wow, we have in masternodes right now 1.1 billion plus coins, Divi coins allocated to masternodes. Another billion look like they're probably staking. 51% of the ecosystem, almost 52% of the ecosystem is allocated to masternodes. You just don't see that on many coins, and this is actually a very remarkable achievement, especially because so many people talk about how many coins are in our ecosystem as a potential negative. Clearly, it's not necessarily negative. In fact, many people are using those coins for their current purpose, which is making more Divi. Amazing. So that's Divi by the numbers. Let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about the crypto market before we jump into some of the more fun announcements. So obviously Bitcoin tumbled a little bit off of its high. We touched, I think it was like what, 56,000, something like that last week. And but we're down to 47,000. This is actually a good thing. This is healthy. It was heavily overbought in my opinion. And so seeing it come down and correct like this and finding new ground is a very, very good thing as it consolidates. ETH, Cardano, everything is doing pretty well. I mean, ETH of course came down a bit from its high. But you know, that is how the market works. It's very interesting too, how this market has changed fundamentally since I got into it. I got in like the end of 2014, 2015, and I've seen a lot of things happen over the course of that time. I've seen the DAO hack in Ethereum. I've seen tons of smart contract failures. I've seen, you know, of course, exchanges going down like Cryptopia and things like that even affected Divi. But nothing like this current ecosystem has really ever existed, where it's not just the crypto market anymore. It's not just people like myself and like you who are you know, investing in crypto and singing its high praises. We have a financial and economic environment that has really never been seen before in modern history, where the US dollar specifically is being inflated, just basically printed out of thin air and creating a lot of uncertainty for people with a lot of US dollars. This includes people like Michael Saylor, who is the CEO of MicroStrategy, who's putting billions of dollars into Bitcoin. This includes people like Elon Musk, who of course runs Tesla and SpaceX, and he created PayPal, one of the people that helped create PayPal. He's a billionaire, and he just put, was it 1.2 billion? $1.5 billion into Bitcoin. Why does he do this? Why is this important? It's not possible for a CEO of a publicly traded company to go and gamble the money away. They have laws that literally prohibit them from doing that. They have to get approval from the board of directors, from their shareholders, blah, 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 blah. So it's not really like he just wound up deciding this. This is a prudent move that is a preservation move for his company. It's the same with Saylor, and it's the same with a lot of the big companies that are considering this, including guys like Apple, right? They see that the US dollar is uncertain. The inflation rate is out of control. What do? They have to actually do what's best for their shareholders in preserving their assets by putting it into none other than Bitcoin. This is absolutely bonkers. And if you do not see this, this is not a conspiracy theory. Like this is happening today. This is happening. But it's something that people who have been around for a long time, people even longer than I've been in this space, have been shouting from the rooftops for the longest time. It's the reason that Bitcoin exists. We knew that the traditional finance system would eventually, now will it fail? I don't know if it will fail, but it will falter. And that is exactly what's happening today. And that is why Bitcoin is seeing this incredible rally. And it's just an amazing thing to watch. It's quite vindicating too for those of us who've been around for a while and who have had friends say, you know, that's a scam, that's a Ponzi scheme, that's just for terrorists and drugs. This is a very, very important moment for all of us. And we should take a moment to really reflect on it and say, you know, we did this. We made the decision to, you know, take control of our own finances. And here we are with, you know, absolute vindication. So as we move forward, you know, we don't know what will happen. Will Bitcoin go up? Probably. Will it go down? Probably. I'm not a financial analyst. All I know is I'm holding this coin and Divi and many others because I believe in personal financial freedom, and so do you. So moving on, we can get into our projects and ventures update, which I know everyone is super stoked for. Okay, so first of all, I guess we should start where everybody wants to know, you know, how the mobile wallet testing is going. Well, I got to be honest, guys. It's going freaking amazing. I cannot tell you how excited I am about the way that this test is going. We have over 200 people in the mobile wallet right now, including some people that are absolutely influential in this industry, who I just got a text from a guy whose name I won't mention because I didn't ask him if I could, but he hit me up. He's very influential in the Puerto Rico crypto space, and he goes, I gave the mobile wallet to my 8-year-old son, and he was onboarded with no instruction within 3 minutes. This, out of all of the feedback that we've gotten, which has generally been absolutely astounding, this particular tidbit of feedback was incredible to me, because this is exactly how we're building it, right? We want to build it so that anyone of any age, anywhere, can immediately get into and access cryptocurrency. And that's exactly what we've built. It's great to see. It's great to see. Now, there are a few steps that need to be taken, one of which I just signed the documentation for 2 days ago, which is the QA and security audit. As you guys know, we will never put anything out that isn't 100% safe for you to use. This is money. This is real money that people are using. It would be incredibly irresponsible for us to take any action without at least getting 1 or 2 second opinions from third-party auditors who have no bias. So that's exactly what we've done. Sign the documents with Mindful QA, which is going to do a huge round of QA testing for all the features that will be coming out in version 1. And we are in the final of negotiation with the third-party security company who will be doing the security audit. They're going to do a full white box security, which if you don't know what that means, basically they audit not just the app and the functionality of the app, but they actually audit the code itself for any security flaws. So we will, of course, publish all the results from these tests, as well as fix any issues that arise, if any, from their audit. Very, very exciting, because QA and security is the final step before we get to put things out to production. Take from that what you will. I just signed the documents yesterday. We are in the final step. Okay, we're moving on. The other cool thing is Mmochi, which is our mobile masternode one-click cloud installer for Divi masternodes. We have, looks like 260 on our testnet right now. Very stable. People are having a lot of fun deploying them. They're earning actual, of course, test Divi rewards. And if you have questions about that, feel free to ask in the Telegram. There's a bunch of testers in our Telegram that are having a blast with it right now. The other thing is, if you want to test it, just reach out. We are letting pretty much anybody in at this point to test the mobile wallet. We're still, of course, drip feeding it so that we can control the outcomes and things like that, and take in any feedback that comes. If we just get a flood of feedback, it's not helpful. We need to, compartmentalize things. So very exciting there. That's the mobile wallet. In other news, we are extending our relationship with BitMax, which I just mentioned will be going offline this weekend, but not forever. When they do come back, we have a very big step that we're taking with them, which is staking. On-exchange staking will actually be launched on BitMax. I think it's going to happen next week. Friday next week is when that goes live. Excuse me. Now, I'm going to be doing some AMAs. Jeff's going to be doing some AMAs in their WeChat and Telegram channels. We'll be doing some press release activity. We'll be doing some influencer activity. Hopefully we'll get picked up by some other news articles and things like that. We're pitching right now. So awesome news about BitMax. This is actually something that we planned to do with them like 6 months ago. But as you know, things so often get delayed in this space. It's no fault of anyone's, but we are really excited to finally be getting staking on BitMax. Now, that's pretty cool. The whole staking thing on BitMax is pretty cool. But what I'm about to tell you is, in my opinion, maybe even cooler. Now, some of you have been seeing and speculating on a website that we threw up last week called Diviify.com. And I can share my screen here for you. There we go. So you guys may have noticed this cool little website that has this awesome little thing you can play with if you want. Diviify.com was set up because of a new partnership with none other than Steakhound. Now, we've wanted to kind of bring this to a formal setting for a while. However, there really needed to be a lot more explanation about exactly what this was. So I'm going to go ahead and explain this to the best of my ability now. A little background first. So we've started to see a lot of the big coins wrapping their coins. First, we saw Bitcoin get wrapped, and that was really successful. Of course, no one's behind Bitcoin, not officially. So that did what it did, and it's very popular. But now we're starting to see real other projects doing the same thing. Dash has a staked Dash now, a couple of others, but most specifically NEM. I interviewed Nick, another Nick, not me, Nick from NEM, on the podcast recently, and that episode is coming out, I think, next week. And we had a great conversation about how their wrapped ZEM, which is called STM, performed and what it did for them and all of the opportunities that it opened up, not only for their own community, but for everybody that was already in DeFi and already doing all of the cool things that are happening over there that were maybe unaware of ZEM/NEM, or just, maybe, slipped their mind, forgot about it. NEM's been around a while. They're a big coin. Now, this doesn't affect the other wrapped Divi initiatives. We're still doing wrapped Divi with Zap, and that's going pretty well. We're going to do one, I think, on Wax. We have some other big frameworks that are also looking at doing wrapped variants of the Divi token. So, this is, again, going back to the theme of Divi everywhere. We want Divi to appear everywhere. When you drive down the street or drive down the highway, you might see a billboard for Dunkin' Donuts or Geico or one of those big companies. You don't buy a donut because you see a Dunkin' Donuts billboard, but then maybe you turn your phone on and you see another ad while you're on Facebook or on your blog that you're reading. You keep seeing donuts everywhere. All of a sudden, man, I'm craving coffee and donuts so bad. Same concept. We want Divi everywhere. Now, after I interviewed Nick from NEM, I went back to Jeff and I said, dude, we got to do this Steakhound wrapped Divi thing. Do you think we can do it? He goes, are you kidding? I just talked to Albert and Jason, who run Steakhound here in Puerto Rico. And I was like, really? Like, you actually? So they were already about to do it. They were already, basically closing the deal, as I had just learned about how well it went for NEM. It was kismet, right? It just seemed like such a perfect opportunity, and it just really fell into our lap, so to speak. Now, I want to tell you what Steakhound is, what it does, and why it's important for you guys first, and then we'll talk about what really led us there as far as my conversation with Nick from NEM. So first of all, basically, for the highest level possible, Steakhound wraps coins. What that basically means is they create a version of your coin on Ethereum. And in their ecosystem, they call it staked, whatever the coin name is. So staked Dash, staked Zem, whatever. For us, it'll be staked Divi or ST Divi, which we're calling Stivy because it's easier to say. We'll use Copper custody to ensure the safety of any Divi that's deposited. So Copper was another piece of this puzzle that we couldn't talk about because it wasn't signed, but now it is, and we're on Copper as we speak today. Very, very cool. Facilitates the whole custody aspect because what you basically do, how they create these one-to-one tokens on the Ethereum blockchain for the Divi coins on our blockchain, they take in your Divi and they issue you Stivy. It's pretty cool. While they have the Divi in their custody, they use a company called Allnodes to run staking and masternodes so that each reward that is generated by the Divi blockchain. So let's say they set up a Copper masternode and it produces those 495 Divi rewards. Every time that happens, the person who deposited their Divi for the Stivy gets the equivalent in Stivy on the Ethereum blockchain. So if I put $1,000 worth of Divi in, I get $1,000 worth of Stivy out. And you can get your Divi back at any time. When you leave the Steakhound Ethereum ecosystem, you burn all of the Stivy and you get back into your Divi lifestyle. Now, why is this cool? Why does this matter? when you are in Divi, when you are in the Ethereum ecosystem, you have all these new ways to earn additional income. First of all, there's just a straight up staking pool. So, for people who want to get into DeFi and do things with Divi or other coins, they get their Divi, they're staking, you're just holding it, just like you would if you're staking Divi. There's also what's called liquidity pool. Now, I'm going to explain these things to the best of my ability. I'm not a DeFi expert by any means, and I am fully aware that this will come across as confusing to some people. For that reason, we actually have an animated video that will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. That's really beautiful. I've seen some screenshots already. I think it will really, really help clear things up. But in the meantime, feel free to ask our community. Our admins have already been briefed on all of this. So if anything that I'm saying is super confusing, please feel free to ask, and we will help to clear that up to the best of our ability. Now, liquidity pools. The reason I say that is because liquidity pools can be kind of confusing. Basically, a liquidity pool is a decentralized way of performing market making. And if you don't know what that is, that's how basically pretty much every coin, every stock, every financial asset in the world has a market maker. It's a system that allows for buying and selling for people that want to come and sell or buy that asset. Don't worry about it. Liquidity pool allows you to become the market maker. You have to come, though, with an equivalent amount of what is called staked ETH or Steth, whatever, and Divi. So let's take that $1,000 example. If I have $1,000 worth of Divi or Stivi, I will also need $1,000 worth of Steth in order to join the liquidity pool. What do I get for joining this liquidity pool? Every time somebody makes a trade on the Divi and Steth pair on Uniswap, they get a little fee. So instead of the exchange getting that fee, or instead of the market makers getting that fee, now you get that fee. It's actually a beautiful thing. Basically, it works how you get 0.3% of every transaction that happens on that pair. And you continue to earn your staking rewards the entire time. And a lot of people are making a lot of money doing this already, a lot of the coins that exist in DeFi. But if people are doing this in DeFi, why does it matter to Divi? Well, there's a few reasons. First of all, it attracts more eyes, more traders, more stakers, people that are only doing DeFi right now to Divi. We already have brand recognition to some extent, right? We already have a huge community of thousands of people. So we come in not as a meme or a piece of food or sushi or whatever is popular in DeFi right now. We come in as a fundamentally sound that is just expanding their reach into a new space, a new sector. That's very attractive. We also come with a lot of liquidity. A lot of these liquidity pools do well because they start out with a lot of liquidity in the beginning. And I can tell you, we have a lot of liquidity lined up for this already. I feel that day one, we will have a lot of eyes on us because we'll be doing a lot of marketing around this, press releases, blah, 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 and it will be a big, big deal. It also benefits us, or you, or whoever holds Divi, to basically double or even triple dip your earn in the ways that I just told you before. Basically, you can do the liquidity pool and earn money that way. You can stake your Divi, you can stake Steth, you can trade your liquidity pool token, or you can go get into a number of DeFi things that exist. So this opens us up to a bunch of new partnerships, like all those lending programs, the yield farming things, all of those things that you hear about, all the buzzwords that are happening in crypto right now. Now we also get to be a part of that and access all of those amazing individuals who are working and trading those tokens and coins. This also creates a lot of scarcity for the actual Divi coin. So because you have to contribute actual Divi in order to get Divi out, all that Divi will be taken off the market. All of those people who are day one going to contribute to those liquidity pools will no longer be using their Divi for anything like trading, spending, or even running a masternode or staking node. So that means that staking and masternode rewards also go up for you. The less people that stake and the less people that run masternodes, the higher your rate of return becomes. This is amazing. This is just hitting every single angle that we can possibly imagine in order to bring value to the community and those people that maybe want to get into Divi or Stivy even in the near future. The final way that this benefits people is the ability to arbitrage. Now, this is a little bit complex. This is something that I probably wouldn't get into, but there are people that do this. The big traders that are, hitting DeFi hard and making millions and millions of dollars every week that we're all super jealous of. These are the guys that are running arbitrage. Because Stivy is not Divi, it does hold a different value potentially. It may not be worth the 3 cents or whatever it is today. It may fluctuate in price differently than Divi does. This is amazing. This is an amazing opportunity for people that want to take advantage of arbitrage because now they can trade on both chains. Again, it attracts those people that are more adept at trading. And that's something that we severely need in the Divi ecosystem, especially because, as you know, it's a very strong holder community. A lot of people in our community would prefer to run masternodes for the guaranteed rate of return than to go on to the markets and try to trade and make that money. So this attracts those people that are a little bit more advanced. I know I can't trade worth crap, so I won't be participating in arbitrage, but there are those that do. So I hope that that rather long-winded explanation makes some sense. I know. It is very complex. It is very confusing. And you're probably thinking, how is this crypto made easy? We will make it as easy as humanly possible. And there's actually a lot of opportunities to make DeFi easier. It's kind of a few years behind where the rest of the crypto market is when it comes to usability. That's a big opportunity for a company that tries to make crypto easy, if you ask me. Now, why are we doing this right now? What kind of led us to this? How do we see this panning out? There are no guarantees. When you make an investment in anything, you just don't always know for 100% certainty how it will turn out. That's just how it works. But we can look at historic events, and we can look at some of our friends who have done this for guidance. I'm going to use NEM as my guidance because Nick was an awesome guy. The NEM project is very robust and does a lot of really cool things. And I think that it's a great benchmark for what could potentially happen for us. Again, this is not a guarantee. I'm not speculating on what will happen to Divi. I'm just telling you what happened to NEM. So October 5th, NEM announced their Steakhound partnership on their blog. October 21st, this was last year. All of this is last year, October 21st of 2020. Sorry. They were at 10 cents. Their market cap was just under $1 billion. It was about 980 million. On October 22nd, they did a joint AMA with Steakhound, and they announced their partnership with Copper, the same company that I just mentioned that we are now listed with. On December 7th, Zem staking begins with Wrapped Zem, or STZem. It goes live. By December 19th, now remember, they were at 10 cents on October 21st. By December 19th, they were almost 30 cents. Their market cap was roughly $2.7 billion at this point. On February, by February of this year, now they have all of these new DeFi partnerships and on-ramps and new things that are going on, use cases for the STZem, the lending protocols and all of the cool stuff. Now they're up to 42 cents, $4.8 billion market cap. Since their partnership with Steakhound, they are up 4x in price. That is pretty crazy. They also had 3 of the exact same partnerships that we have in place. Again, not drawing any conclusions here. That would be against the rules, but I'm just saying it went really well for them. I think if we execute well, then, good things will happen, right? So that's Steakhound. That is Steakhound. Go to dividify.com and play around with the site. There's really nothing there. It's just a billboard at this point. But hopefully, you will get something out of it and maybe, draw up some questions in your mind that you want to ask us. And like I said, in a couple weeks, you'll have that video, very, very beautiful animated video that will explain this way better than I ever could. And we'll be able. Did it? Okay.
Make fun of it. No, right
now. Oh, I guess Frisco just told me the internet cut out a little bit. No worries. I'm just going to take a sip of my my drink here.
So the video will come in handy.
Yeah, I guess the video will come in handy, especially because hopefully that internet won't cut out on you. So, wow, that's pretty much everything. Oh, there was the competition this month, and we do have a list of winners. They were absolutely hilarious, by the way, guys. Really, really good job. The memes, if you guys don't know, we ran a competition for the best meme pertaining to the traditional finance markets versus crypto or versus Divi. You guys came up with some hilarious and very creative, honestly, memes that were just plastered all over Twitter. Really, really fun. I'm not going to run through all of the names right now because there were 10 winners, but everybody's going to get 10,000 Divi, which is amazing. That's a staking node. And we'll tag everybody on a post on Twitter. So just watch out for that tag. And congratulations to the winner. Now, it wouldn't be a Live at 5 without announcing another competition. So we're going to announce another competition. We are going to get creative with GIFs. If you guys don't know what a GIF is, it's those funny moving pictures that you see all over the internet that kind of loop over and over again. Some people call them GIFs, but the creator of it pronounces it GIF. So I'm going with the creator on this one. Sorry for those that disagree. So yeah, get out there, make your funniest GIF. We want them uploaded to Jiffy, which is a website. The reason we want to do this, the more memes and GIFs that get uploaded to Jiffy, the more present we become in places like Discord and Telegram and other places where you can search for GIFs and send them to your friends. This is a great way to increase exposure and have a little bit of fun with the community. Again, 10 people will win 10,000 Divi each. So another chance to win a staking node. Enter as many times as you want and have fun. So can't wait to see what you guys do with that. And that's pretty much everything for this update. I know usually we kind of have some guests on and things like that. Unfortunately, Jeff is just bumping elbows with everybody he possibly can in Puerto Rico right now. He's met some amazing people in the space. A lot of amazing things are going to happen as a result of his travels there. I can't wait to get out there as soon as I possibly can. I'm a little busy with building everything here, but I will get out there as soon as I can because it just sounds super, super awesome. Everybody from crypto is there, and he's making some really amazing things happen for this project. Believe it or not, it's just amazing what he's able to do. And it's testament to his leadership and his likability, honestly. Everybody who meets him just likes him. So it's a really great thing. So we're coming up to the end here, but as always, we do our AMA, or Ask Me Anything. So if you guys have any questions, now would be the time to ask them.
Really?
So Sarah M asks grape juice. It is technically. Yeah, if you guys, like I said, if you guys have any questions, you can ask me questions about the Steakhound thing, and I'll do my best to answer. But if you have questions about anything else, ask away, and I'll jump in as much as possible. We got Donald Walters, who asks, favorite song of the moment? Oh, man, that's tough. I think I've really been digging Reminder by The Weeknd for some reason. I've just been like jamming out to that constantly. Maybe the Super Bowl show had something to do with that. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with that. Reminder by The Weeknd. Greetings from Venezuela. Greetings from San Diego.
Nope, you're back.
I'm back. Oh, this is a good question. I'm on dial-up. I don't honestly. We have the highest level of internet, but we're just in a dead zone or something. Are you guys still planning to add 100 beta users every week? This was announced weeks ago. Yeah, and we have been. We're up to 200 testers right now. And like I said, if you want to join, just reach out on Telegram and we'll add you. My pants right now are green. Let's see them. Green. An army green. Steakhound goes live in a couple of weeks. Well, it'll be done in a couple of weeks. Whether it goes live at that point is kind of up to marketing. We want to make sure that we have enough liquidity to go into the liquidity pool, which we already have a solid amount, but I'd like to have more. And of course, marketing. A whole marketing strategy around this. There's press releases that are being written. There's videos that are being developed. So it just all has to come together. But yeah, the actual wrapping will be done in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. What platforms on Ethereum will wrapped Divi be on, or is that something that is going to move around a lot? And what about Binance Smart Chain? So yeah, this will just be on Ethereum out of the gate. Binance Smart Chain is something that we're looking at because PancakeSwap obviously just flippened Uniswap or whatever. So of course, we're looking at all places. We want Divi everywhere. That's the whole strategy, and we'll take it wherever it looks good. Yeah, NFTs integrated into the mobile wallet down the line. I was just asked this by someone else recently. It is definitely something that we'll do, especially because of our relationship with things like Lightning Works and Wax. We're talking to Wax right now as well. It is something that we will do. There are some other more pressing matters to handle first. Specifically pertaining to some partnerships, coins that we want to get into the wallet and their communities and things like that to grow the user base. But NFTs are definitely on our horizon for sure. What else we got? Are we allowed to touch base on the Tier 1 exchange or financial institution partnership in relation to when we may hear more? You'll hear more when we hear more. I actually did hear something about the bond today, which sounds like it's going well. They're projecting like a summer start date for that. But obviously, these things are a moving target at all times. But the bond is cool. The financial institution, I wanted to have it signed today for the show, but that's not really good business practice to just sign things so you can announce them. The negotiations have been extensive for obvious reasons. It's a very, very multifaceted partnership that can't be taken lightly. It will dictate a lot of the direction of our fiat features moving forward, outside of the Divi partnership. So, but yeah, we're very excited, and they're a big company. They work with some big companies in our space. I think we're pretty much at the end of the negotiations. So right now it's just about getting the lawyers to review those contracts and get that thing signed. With the Tier 1 exchange, I literally can't say anything. I'm not even allowed to follow up with them. How crazy is that? That's like literally in the contract. You may not follow up with us to see where we are in the process. So, but yeah, we're working towards that right now. Is it possible to integrate other solid coins into the mobile app, including gift cards? Yeah, I mean, of course. One of the biggest things we'll do right out of the gate is start integrating other coins. The best way to growth hack the user base of the wallet would be to add coins that have a large community, do official partnerships with them, and bring that community in. We're focusing on coins that are strong, top 100 or top 100 potential coins that don't have a mobile wallet, which a lot of them don't, and a lot of them won't. Why would you build a mobile wallet if it's not really what your core value proposition is? So we facilitate the need for a lot of coins out there, and we'll definitely do that. Gift cards, yeah, I know a lot of other wallets have gift cards, so it's probably something that we will add, maybe in partnership with our financial partner, but it's not necessarily like on our direct roadmap. Canada. Jim. So Jim, I got to meet Jim again for the second time in San Diego the other night when I streamed with Bitcoin Ben, and Jim was hanging out with us. And I would love to wrap your Firebird and Divi logos. He's got a sick Pontiac Firebird. You should post that in the Telegram if you can, Jim. But yeah, that would be a fun marketing initiative maybe. Any development with mutual fund companies using Divi? I'm not sure if we announced anything like that, but the bond would be a huge step toward doing something like that, because it gives exposure to the asset without a lot of the risks associated with actually holding crypto as a hedge fund or a mutual fund. So yeah, that kind of pertains. Yeah, well, yeah, that'd be cool. Wrap the Pontiac and then sell NFTs for partial ownership. Not sure how Jim would feel about that though. What else we got here? There are a couple other questions that have kind of already been answered. So with that in mind, I will end this episode with good tidings. I really got to say, thank you all for joining us and always coming to get the updates on Divi and sharing the good Divi word. There was a lot of content in this episode that may be a little bit complex, even for me. So please comment below, reach out to us on Telegram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you find us, and communicate with us so that we can continue this discussion. I think that, the Steakhound partnership is a huge step for us, especially because we're one of the only chains, custom chains that is going to be, or one of the first, chains that's going to be wrapped right behind Dash and NEM and Bitcoin. So let's talk about that. Let's get the word out. Let's start getting people excited about that and getting those questions answered so that when people come in and ask those questions again, we have those answers. We'll have a FAQ and stuff like that out as well. As always, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc. at Divi Project. I don't have anything more to say. It's Friday night. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my grape juice with Frisco. Maybe have a chicken sandwich. I will catch you guys next time.